Hello, people. It's back again, the new episode, yippee. And today we have a special guest. Say hello, Zone.
What's up, guys?
We have a
Yeah, and
perfect
today's
team.
topic,
Oh, yeah, the
yeah,
topic.
today's topic, I think it will be freedom, right?
Yeah.
Today's topic is freedom. Uh, Coco will be like the leader. He'll be talking the
Yeah.
most. I think is the topic that he chose. So I
Mm-hmm.
think he'll be
Mm.
talking the most. And yeah, we're gonna discuss it in 45 minutes. In the description, there is a link to our server, and
Yeah.
yeah, you can join anytime. We can we do a lot of stuff there. And yeah, let's get started. So, what is your what's your opinion on freedom? Do we have it? Do you have it in your country? Because you're both from America, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this very interesting.
let the guest
Mm.
start.
Yeah. So, basically, there's this thing I saw. So, it asks a question about two different types of people. In one place is a person. He's completely normal, but his society, he doesn't
Yeah.
allow him to do a bunch of stuff. And one of those includes drugs, and the other is a person who lives in a technically place with less strict laws, but he is a drug addict. And the question is, which one is more free? Personally, I'd say the first one.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's the first one. Like the freedom is like a freedom. There is not really freedom. It's just it's law. You have to obey it. But is the law bad? It isn't. Drugs make you addicted to them.
Yeah.
So the only freedom that you have is in your own mind, and if you can't control your own mind, you don't have the freedom.
Yeah.
Because,
Same with fapping, same with drugs, same with alcohol. Where you can't control your mind, you basically can't be free, no
Yeah,
matter
because
what the laws are.
he's not free from the bad habits. He's not free from not doing drugs.
exactly.
Like he has
Exactly.
less freedom being addicted than he would not being able to,
Because it doesn't matter how much others restrict
you
you,
know.
because
Yeah,
the most
that's
important part
that's
is
just
you.
that just that's just the point. People don't realize that no matter what the laws are, you can still be free, but it all depends on your mindset, right?
Yeah.
So the drug addict, if the laws, by just there'll be new law restricting drugs, then
Yeah.
he wouldn't be free either. Like,
Mm.
laws aren't changing anything.
Exactly.
He'll be just doing it illegally, right? But he'll be still addicted. So there's still not freedom.
The only difference is
And
that the cops are after him.
yeah, that's just yeah. See,
I mean,
but that doesn't change anything about freedom.
hmm
Like laws and freedom, I think when it comes to like North Korea or China, that might be a little bit like not freedom, okay?
mm,
But if you take just normal laws that keep the society away from the anarchy, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing, there's nothing much of it. You can't
yeah,
say that we don't have freedom in America. You don't have freedom in America just because of the laws. You may not
yeah.
have freedom
hmm
because of other aspects, but it's not because of the law. It just
I don't
keeps
know. Yeah,
people centralized.
laws aren't really the problem. It like do laws really bring down your freedom all that much? I think freedom isn't necessarily uh in it like involved with laws as much. I mean, of course, yeah, China and stuff, but like your freedom is not necessarily controlled by laws. It's
It's
mainly
like
just
yeah. It's not even your mind. It's just it is in your head. Like all of it is in your subconsciousness, in your mind. If you're
anxiety,
addicted to something,
depression. Yeah.
yeah, you can't be a slave of many things. Not there is no such thing as freedom of speech today. This
Exactly.
is a hot take, but it's just factual, bro. No,
Mhm.
no country has a freedom of speech. Uh, Maybe the freedom of speech, like, sometimes might be bad. Like, someone can say, the the Austrian painter did good things in the world,
Exactly.
and we can't shut him down. But if someone says that the feminists are doing too much and glamorizing being fat, right, which is unhealthy, another fact, being fat is unhealthy, boys. So that if they try to shut down people who say those things about feminists, or whatever, they shouldn't be as controversial.
Well,
It's
yeah, I
basically
think
lack of
Mhm.
freedom of speech.
freedom of speech is important, but certain ideas are bad, so it just comes down, you gotta find a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
How
and the
much
balance it
freedom
hasn't
you
been
allow,
found.
because
you
if a
know.
society is too free, it's anarchy, and people just fall into their desires, which is exactly what the drug addict did. It's so free,
Not
he just
only,
fell into his desire.
I'm sorry, Zone, for actually, saying that you might be offended, but America is just anarchy at this point. You go to Los Angeles, you see the people with
Do you remember the thing
people.
with Chaz? It was insane.
Oh
They
my
take
God, bro.
over.
That was actually, I heard about that. That was actually so, like, how can a nation allow that to happen?
Exactly.
It's,
This is
it's
evidence that the
amazing.
United States government doesn't even care to
Mm.
even allow to like keep stability and peace in its country because they think allowing them to throw a revolution would go against their freedom of assembly or
Or yeah,
something.
they're rights, exactly. It's
Wait,
crazy.
guys, I'm going to have to mute myself for 5 minutes. I'm sorry for the
Mm.
inconvenience. You talk. I'm gonna listen to you. Okay.
All right, all right. But yeah,
Are we gonna keep talking about freedom?
yes, we talk about the freedom because this reminds me of a quote from Saint Paul. I'm not Christian, but it went something like, "You're either the slave to God or to sin."
Oh, I think yeah, I'm gonna pull up
I'm
the quote
back.
right
I'm
now.
back.
I have it.
Yeah.
Let me find
So
it right
yeah,
now.
that's just factual. You either are a slave to good habits or bad habits. A
Let me
version
see.
of that quote for atheists.
Yeah.
Just you either can be a slave for good, which is like the law. You
Mhm.
should obey the law, or your God, or your holy book.
Yeah.
But it's a choice. It's a good or bad choice. It's
The
not like
problem with
A or B
being a
choice.
slave to sin is that it makes you more controllable because someone can take what you want, like the drugs or something, and then make you
And you
go through
become,
these
yeah, and you
hoops.
you become nuts. You just become. It's just, the thing about human trafficking and all of that. They used to they used to give drugs to the slaves or to the whoever that kidnaps, okay, and they
Mhm.
after some time, the people will find the traffickers or whoever, they will find them as the only source of drugs, only source of gratification, so
Mm.
they will not escape. I don't know if it was done in America, but it was, I think, done in Africa.
Mhm.
The opium, I think the drugs like yeah, opium mainly. It would like keep people obsessed with the addiction and not being free, because
Mm.
addiction might be a manipulation method, right?
Exactly.
Right. So, and manipulation, it's a form of taking your freedom away. So
Exactly. Because if you
that's another.
uh get rid of those addictions, you're allowed to do things uh thinking for yourself, and that's a great example.
Yeah, your animal brain is like above you just your humanity, your
Mhm.
consciousness. You just crave those drugs or whatever, and you find yourself in really bad mental and physical shape.
Mhm.
These people who like can't come out of the addiction, decide to come clean, decide to come sober,
Yeah.
and they this just leaves a scar on you. Like not being free leaves a scar on people. I remember like my great
Mm.
grandma and my great, all of my great grandparents were just like super quiet. Not because they were old, but just like there was someone. No, I don't know, but it was someone speaking for them. I sometimes had that feeling. It was so tragic, bro. They were like enslaved. Some of them were in concentration camps, right? Some of them were soldiers, and this lack of freedom takes something away from you, like your spirit. And it's
Mm-hmm.
tragic when you see something like that, and it might, not only drug addicts. I have that experience, like in first person, right?
Yeah.
It's tragic. It's horrible.
Yes, and this is why we need to try and tell how we can keep our freedom of the mind, because this is very important, you know?
Mm.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
the just
I think there's an inherent difference between like freedom. I think what's necessary is more societal norms, and religion
yeah,
plays into that. But like you shouldn't like some ideas are not okay, and like
exactly.
you
Because
know you shouldn't be allowed to do whatever the fuck you want. You
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 shouldn't.
need you need to have a basis of like a code for
That
you to
is,
live
yeah.
by.
It's about you self controlling yourself. How can you keep your freedom,
Mhm.
right?
yes.
How can you keep it?
Mm-hmm.
How can it cannot be taken? Because speaking like ideologically, your freedom can't be taken away from you, but you can't take your own freedom away from you yourself.
Yes.
So how do you maintain like those these kinds of sanity that just doesn't allow you to put
And
your freedom in the garbage and just
you know,
yeah,
one
you can talk
thing
Coco.
you notice about these tactics people use for manipulating you is they use this thing called the lizard brain. So there's like three forms of the brain. There's the lizard one, which is what all animals have, like fear,
Fight or flight.
happiness, or anger. And then there's the mammalian ones, like love, and then there's the human ones like conscious thought. And what these things that try to take away your freedom, they try to hack into your lizard brain because it makes you freak out and not use your human brain, which is the one that thinks consciously.
Right. That's why.
Exactly.
That's why
And
That's why you should read all of those books about
mm,
um your subconsciousness, all of that.
Yeah.
I've read like 7 books on that topic just to remain my sanity and my inner freedom. That's why you should call it just inner freedom, freedom that's in your brain,
Yeah.
and that can't be
and with
taken away from you. That can be taken away from you
Exactly.
in many ways. So you have to beware. You have to really beware that because there is so much ways. The phone, your cell phone, allows so many ways of manipulation that you
Exactly. They
don't even
have
know
like
about.
they hire like
I'm not going. Yeah,
psychologists.
wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but we don't want to get into detail right now, because
mm,
YouTube might take us down
I think
if we talk
oh
on the
yeah, we
topic
say
too
like oh
much.
YouTube's bad. I
Yeah.
think meditation is really important for mental
Exactly.
because when your attention isn't free, and that's the important thing. Like, you've probably heard this before, but we live in like an attention-based society,
Yes.
and you need to be able to be free in what you focus on. If you're constantly focused on your phone or whatever, you're not going to be very free.
Okay.
You're not going
Yeah,
to be a
no,
very capable person because you can't engross yourself fully in one focus.
Because people
that's
they have
why
this
the
thing where
only
they
times I use like any. Wait, Coco, can you hear me? Because there's some type of troubles on my side. But let me just say one thing that I personally don't agree with. Like people watch TikTok or and just defend it. There's nothing to defend.
Oh
I disagree with all kinds of justification of TikTok. This is just a bad app to be in
no,
on.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
You've heard a lot of my friends are kind of Jeffries, and they I'm teased quite often self-improvement, and they look at my phone, it has no apps on it, and I'm like, bro, why do you still have TikTok? That's so bad for you. And it's just like, oh, it's so educational. I learned so much stuff. Thing is,
I
if
can't.
you
I
really
can't.
are learning
Yeah,
stuff,
and all
if
of
you
the
really are
people.
learning stuff, you can go on YouTube and search up exactly what you want to know. If you're
Exactly.
like,
Yeah,
people are like,
Because
oh,
TikTok,
I'm
all you
like,
I learned how to
learn.
make money. I learned how to make smart financial decisions. If you really want to
I
learn how
I
to make smart financial
discovered.
decisions, go on YouTube, search
Yeah,
up how to make money.
yeah,
Not fucking
short-term
scrolling.
videos. Yeah, short-term videos are just super
The
time-consuming.
short form content, like, I mean, longer form content's okay because there's
Yes.
like, you're there for
Yep.
a reason. You know exactly what you need to
Yeah.
learn.
Attention span is like,
Yeah.
not damaged in any kind. So, yeah, I think this is not backed for over not any no, just there's no studies that just support my discovery, I should call it. It's like 2 hours on TikTok equals 10 minutes of content that might
Mhm.
actually help you,
Yeah.
of like useful in any kind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 hours
Hmm.
equals ten
Thing
minutes,
is,
I think.
in the present, it feels, you are learning at you're actually learning stuff. But the thing is, you're not learning if you don't apply any of that. And I guarantee everyone on TikTok isn't applying shit. Like,
Exactly.
they're
Practice.
like, oh, I go on TikTok for fitness tips. Bro, I know you're a skinny bitch. Like don't play with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so many people are defending TikTok with one argument. They learn something from it, but how much time does it take you to actually find something?
Find a
Because
video. Exactly.
yeah, you can't. I used TikTok for a while. No, I was never addicted to nothing. I think I was never like thinking about something subconsciously and finding myself doing it. Not even recognize it. I started doing, but I think while using TikTok, I've never used like this search query. I've never searched something on TikTok other than my friend's account. Never searched a specific topic, right? I've always
Mm.
went to YouTube. I always went to YouTube, not one time.
Because long form
So
content
short form
gives you
videos,
more
yeah,
content.
it's just so much better because you
Exactly.
can focus on it.
Yeah, this is why I like listening to podcasts.
Yeah, that's why we made one because we
Like
like
also
Mhm.
podcasts.
like 2 hour documentary is about like imams,
Mm.
very nice.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm. So
TikTok is not even educational. It just releases dopamine and allows you to believe in the fake truth that you are
oh,
achieving something. Well, you
and
don't know the
And
real truth that you're
the,
actually
the big
stuck
issue with
there.
TikTok as well is basically softcore porn. I go on my
Oh God.
friends, like I see my friends' feeds. It's fucking like it's ridiculous. It's uncalled like it's straight porn. Like
yeah,
it's not even trying to. Oh, also, I have a interesting little side rant. So you know how TikTok is produced by China.
Yeah, that's why
So
Americans
yeah,
ban it. But they're
yeah,
having
it's
trouble
and
with it.
so basically in the art of war, there is a tactic where you degrade the family unit, in which the family unit is the structure of a strong country. Best way to degrade a family unit is to make the nation sexually free.
Yeah.
And so if you look
you
at
know what?
TikTok in China, you look at TikTok in China, it's all educational. Like it's still bad, of course, the intention, but It's motivational. It's all like workout,
Yeah,
education, no porn.
like the
TikTok US,
Eggman dancing.
And you
porn.
know what? You know
Tons
what?
of
You know what? How it is degrading to teenagers, especially male
oh,
teenagers.
it makes you
And
adjust.
listen to that. Yeah, listen. I have friends in school, my classmates, people from other classes, people who I don't even know personally are showing me pictures of videos of girls on TikTok, and I'm like, bro, why are you showing me that? There is no chance you are ever going to even
Exactly,
touch that
Nico.
girl.
Exactly, Nico.
I
That's what I'm
know.
saying.
And you know
There's
what?
no
Wait, wait,
point in freaking out about a girl if you ain't gonna focus.
yeah, yeah, she's hot, bro. She's
I
hot.
know.
She's so bad.
Why do
She's
I?
so bad.
Yeah, yeah. Why do I care if I'm never going to touch her? I've had two girlfriends of TikTok that I saw online, and there is this that were the only two girls I've ever like DM'd because of their TikToks. And if it's just about like you can easily like think about people simping to girls that
Oh,
they won't even touch, especially on TikTok. Like, bro, they're
that
just
is.
giving him, just if it's giving him content, just giving him views. That's not a good. That's not a good. That's not
Yeah,
a productive activity, bro.
it reminds me how in
There is nothing
Islam,
good.
when you see a girl outside, as soon as you look, unless you're related or something like family, then if it's like a stranger who's a girl, as soon as you look, you're supposed to lower your gaze, because unless you have some sort of like pursuit of marriage, then it's really unproductive, you know?
I
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I do that. Like I have like tunnel vision while walking like the corridors.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
don't even look at girls. Most of my, I've been with like five girls in my school, and those are where the only girls that I looked at. It's like when I'm not trying to. Maybe I have no chance. There was like 10 out of 10 go. I was like not so good looking back then. There was some girls that had like you know anime girls and all of that. I just
oh my
even this is
goodness.
just such a red flag that I don't even like 10 out of 10 who like anime are like 1 out of 10 to me.
No,
But
bro.
that's not the
I
point. Wait, that's not the point. Uh, I was like, I don't even look at girls online. There's
mm,
a video just only like some TikTok dance, nothing
Oh.
productive, or some
exactly.
yeah, so video that is supposed to make you horny. I just skip it.
I
There
think
is no, there's no point.
mm,
There's
you
nothing.
know, wait.
There is yeah, just freedom. This
Go.
is freedom, like skipping those
Yes,
videos, and I
freedom.
just
If you are
Mm,
freedom, if you have freedom, then you have the mental power to not be tempted by this sort of stuff. You can look away and turn your
yeah.
gaze. If you see something like that, TikTok dance, you can just
yeah,
go
that was
away
my
from it.
point.
Yeah, freedom
Yeah,
really is like it unlocked everything, like discipline, because it's just the freedom of the mind. It's willpower, essentially.
Exactly.
If you're free in your mind, you can control your lizard brain, which is the antithesis of freedom,
Yes.
and do anything really.
Mhm.
yeah. Like that's the problem with all of people that just beat their meat. This is why it's hard to when it comes to like recreation or like of there's five activities that an entity must provide to be classified as a I think as an
Mm,
as living, right? So
mm.
you have to like basically eat shit, have sex, breathe, or have any type of
And
breathing.
then move. I
Yeah,
Mhm.
think
and
one
just
of them is like
yeah,
move.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, that's why most people are fat and addicted to jacking off.
They don't do
That's
any of
why.
those basic things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
And
have you
they're
seen
like
the
for
Maslow's
caffrees
hierarchy of
who
needs?
have nothing to do with their lives rather than watch anime and escape reality, which leads you to depression and then mental problems. Yeah, he's right. Because you should make your life interesting enough that it's basically the same as anime.
You should make your life the anime, dude.
Yes.
Yo, I just found an article online.
Be the
Watch
main
how
character.
lady with wait, listen to that because this is just even the media is promoting the soft porn there is on TikTok.
Oh
Mm.
Watch
no.
how lady with banging body leaves man salivating after nailing Bacardi challenge. That is his by
Bro.
MSN. I don't know what that is, but
Sex sells.
it was posted. Wait. It was posted 5 days ago. I'm gonna read it to you, okay? I'm
Okay.
gonna read it to you because that is just terrifying. People, just kids might watch that.
Kids do watch
Wait.
it.
The Bacardi dance challenge has taken over social media, and I don't know what is the word. How do you pronounce the word? Ladies are coming through with cool moves. One lady set timelines on fire when she shared her video of the popular dance moves. Reacting to the now viral video, many peeps said the challenge should be closed because the stunner is the winner.
Oh
Oh gosh! And there's the whole article. This is the whole article, bruv. And just you see that gallery of I think she's twerking or something. He's like showing off her body.
oh
That's
no.
just terrible. That's just soft porn, and the kids might watch that. That's
The
terrible.
kids do watch it, and like literally, a few of my parents' friends, literally, like their children are already addicted to porn at like 8 years old.
Oh
It's
Gosh,
insane.
do they even like you know?
Like they're watching
Wait,
porn at like 6.
oh
It's
no.
I'm think putting child, the words child and the word porn in the same sentence might get us our
oh, you
first
might be
strike.
fined. That's true.
I
Yeah,
should not be laughing at
yeah.
that.
Maybe. Let's think. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No.
yeah, just be careful because you might get us, flagged
Oh,
or
might
something.
have to re-record.
No.
Yeah, we might. No, I just it's a conversation won't be like essential. But yeah,
That's okay.
it's just be careful with this YouTube. It's not like
Hmm.
any type of friendly conversation with we're recording it. But yeah, that's true. Like children are watching these kinds of types of videos. They don't even realize that it's bad. And it's degenerating, yeah. So, what Zone said, like degenerating a family unit is the key to manipulation. Is this? This is true. Yeah. This is basically what China is doing, and not even talking about China. I'm talking about maybe just call it the regime. I'm not even
Yeah.
bringing up any names here, but it's
Hmm.
just like many regimes done that.
Mhm. Yeah. Like more countries they need to be like, in India and China they actually ban porn. You can only watch it if you have a VPN.
Ukraine too.
See, those are good countries.
Yeah.
Like, you know, degeneracy leads to a weak nation. And that America is slowly but surely becoming a weaker nation. This
Yeah. And
China, like you can already tell, like China's on the
19 brings
rise.
up a good point. The left and the right. If you go in America and look at the differences between red states and blue states, there is a big difference. Like
Oh,
California, it's complete
Mm.
hellscape. If you look at Florida, it's all nice and
Oh yeah,
Christian. There's a
yeah.
church every few miles here. It's so nice.
you live
Yeah,
in.
even oh gosh, like I know I've never been to US and I already know what's going on in the most like godless cities, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I should like not even every one of us can turn on tunnel vision. I think so. If you walk through these cities, you might find someone that is like having sex in the alleys. That's
Oh,
just
cool.
That's
terrifying.
in blue states, definitely. Because in red states, you just have like a church with like a giant 50-foot cross telling you faith can move mountains. The most degenerate thing is that there's a smoke shop every 50 feet on a road. Like every block has a smoke shop, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
cities are
Uh,
terrible.
There's so
It's
Now,
much.
in Poland, only Warsaw is like a sense of degeneracy, but
mm,
there is no such thing as degeneracy in smaller towns. It's just so traditional.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's like primitive, but it's so traditional. The girls are just like divas right now. They're in the the evolution of girls now is like a little bit slowed down because of the communism,
Mhm.
but they are in the stage the you know the like rule five guys at the time. I know some girls that only I could control when they were my girlfriends, right? I was the only guy and I knew that.
Mhm.
But then you find yourself just absolutely just dumping her because of some stupid argument, and you see that to replace you, she needs five guys for that. That she would never even kiss. I was
Okay.
friends with the, I was friends even not I was not even together, but I was with the girl that absolutely. Yeah, the girls are the key to freedom too, because
But
girls is
Mhm.
I'm sorry that this is not a hot take, but this is just this the gender is assigned to know your roles like
exactly.
Yeah.
the male species just impregnate, and I'm sorry but that's just the truth. You can't,
Yeah. Like in the
even if you like
Quran,
in
it
celibate.
states that men were created stronger than women so they could be their guardian. It's stated.
Yeah, that's just like gender roles which we talked about I think in the previous podcast. I think it's the good like is the best possible. Yeah, the medieval ones, like maybe not so extreme, like 12-year-olds getting married to 40-year-olds. That's not that's not the point. But yeah, it should not be like no, bro. It's just so when I think about people, I think about marriages and relationships, Dutch dates, and you know women making more than men. It's just like it's quite strange for me. It's
No,
unnatural.
the businesswoman, I hate them.
Oh yeah.
It's actually terrible to see when you see a very successful businesswoman and a fucking stay-at-home dad. It's just
Yeah, stay at home dads are the worst. The worst. I'm sorry
okay.
I'm sorry, but if you
Yeah.
have, yeah, sorry, you can't talk on that topic. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but yeah, but
No need.
stay at home. But stay at home dads are just it's like your masculinity, your ability to provide is just like forcefully
You're
even taken
demasculating
away
them.
from you because
Yeah.
you're like mentally enslaved by your love, right?
Yeah.
So your wife just
They
goes to
become
work.
dominant.
Oh no.
Yeah, they become dominant. I
My
don't
God.
even want. I don't even want to know what happens, in the bedroom or something like that. They might just, swap roles completely. It's terrible, and do not like this model. It's just terrible. Like women,
Mm.
I'm sorry, maybe that's sexist, but
No, we are
I
sexist.
don't recall. But, but listen, I'm not telling you that women are less intelligent on average. Maybe they are. I don't know the studies, but
They
I
do better in
do
school.
not think.
I I think
But
they do
because
better.
They
school is
are less
sexist,
distracted.
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
I know.
I
I
am
know.
distracted.
The school policies. You can just analyze certain school policies, and you can see the masculinity is like being just
You
taken
have to
away from
sit
us. The
down,
sos-
Yeah.
for 6 hours, do all your
And you
work.
know
It's
what? You know
Don't say a
what?
only
word. Don't
We
only
had
complain.
the
to.
female
Wait,
students
listen,
that
listen,
do
listen,
that.
listen, listen,
Have
listen. We have.
fucking
I
icky
have the perfect
teachers.
example of
Oh.
being like made. We had to pick like a sport which we wanted to practice, and me and like four of my classmates all pick wrestling because I do MMA. Some
Mm.
of I think one does Krav Maga, other one does judo. So we just wanted to have a wrestling competition. Wasn't MMA, nobody would get hurt. But they said no, it's too violent. What about wrestling is violent?
Yeah.
What is it? Maybe the chokes, okay?
Yeah, wrestling is
Maybe the
so much
chokes.
fun.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
so
like
no.
rolling.
Oh my God, yeah, I have a great example as well. This is
Yeah.
the degradation of like masculinity. And so, me and my friends we were at my friend's house and we were all wrestling. We were having a fucking blast, and it was I felt like the fucking Shiva, bro. It was actually so much fun. And then their dad comes in and is like,
Yeah.
guys, stop, seriously. And it's just like
Boo.
like physical violence, dude.
I'm
Fun,
glad
fun
my
stuff.
parents allowed me to do martial arts because in this day and age, it seems like
Yeah,
most wouldn't. Like what you're
I really
describing.
want to. But my parents are. Nico already knows that.
Yeah. I'm about to bully it for you, bruv. I'm about to bully you. Like,
You better go
oh
off,
my
bro.
god. Oh my days, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
We tell the podcast.
Tell the
yeah, you should
podcast.
tell, bro.
All right, podcast. So I consider myself a manly man, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't really have a father, and I actually, in fact, have
Honestly.
I actually, in fact, have two mothers.
Oh.
So
Oh gosh.
this is a very interesting situation that I find myself in, attempting to become
Yeah.
more
But
masculine while
dude, listen, listen,
being
listen, listen.
surrounded by the antithesis of masculinity.
I know.
Oh
It's
gosh.
fantastic.
I think did your mothers like try to manipulate you into becoming
Yeah,
LGBTQ?
no. Thing is, eventually, like that was at first when I was trying to start getting into the gym. Eventually, they realized how goddamn serious I was, and now they're like scared of me. So now they just don't talk back. Um,
Yo,
but
that's
like
Okay.
basically,
You're the man in the house
they
now,
know
bro.
they
You
know
show
I'm in.
dominance.
They know
you're the
who I
top
am.
G in the house.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
just
I'm the
show
top. I
dominance
am
to two
the.
women. How are you feeling? Did your testosterone levels just I think they skyrocketed after you showed dominance to your
Dude,
two
I actually have
mothers.
two brothers as well. Two brothers, same age as me. They are very big video gamers.
Oh no.
Oh,
The
I'm
video
Tried
so
saving
gaming
them.
so
lately. How's it
sorry.
supposed
Trying to
to
save
be?
them. It has not been working.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? They use like my classmates use the video game language on me, and I don't even know what it
Oh
means. So
no.
I'm like,
Oh,
what does
Those
that mean?
video
Ah, you
game
don't know, you
slang.
don't know, you're so trash, you don't know. And they're like, oh, you should go, you don't know. What does? How can you not know? The game is so popular. I'm like, bro, to
like
go do something. You have like a 30. I have Steam because I
mm,
play some like educational Rubik's Cube or something like
educational
that.
games.
Yeah, on Steam, there's plenty of them, and I
Like
used to. I don't play anymore. Like, and I see these people like played like 300 hours on GTA. I'm
then
like
yeah,
300
genuinely what
hours.
like genuinely, I don't think people like understand how bad video games are. Like they don't really like understand like when you're older, would you have wanted to spend time with your family or in the real world doing stuff, or would you rather have wanted to spend 4,000 hours on the game, which
Yeah,
takes up
but
50,
yeah.
like 50, no, my friend, tiniest motherfucker of his life, doesn't eat. I'm not even joking. A third of the year, not even of waking hours, of a third of his time was spent on video games. Just
Oh
on one video
gosh.
game.
Oh
He had
god.
3,000 hours, or like 2,000 or something, within a year. That's a third of
Oh.
all fucking waking time. Like, that's
Oh
terrible. Like,
gosh.
when you're older, what you're gonna be like, oh, I'm so glad I played video games. It was so much
Yeah.
fun. Me and the boys.
But you know what's because there are positives to video games. Like TikTok doesn't have any positives. Video
Obviously.
games are
So,
are just
social, there are some
yeah, but
social aspects
Yeah.
to
yeah. Social aspects, and not only social aspect, you can learn English from it.
Well,
As a
yeah,
foreigner,
that's
I've
for you
learned
as well.
English for it. You can learn some certain you can learn some certain like Call of Duty. You can
Mm,
just you know you can just actually name a
variety.
real weapon, right?
Mm. Thing is, it's
But
like
yeah,
this
the
the same with TikTok.
downsides.
It's like, oh, I'm learning stuff. Oh, this is a good. The main argument that a lot of people bring towards video games is the social aspect, but honestly, like it's so much more socially rewarding to be in person. Like I would much rather spend 30 minutes with one of my friends in person than a whole day on video games. It's so much better. Like in person is
Yeah.
just it's so much better. Like the mindless fucking video game. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, that's right. And you know
No.
why is it terrible to like be, you know, meeting friends on Discord? It's because
Oh,
they're low value people. I'm sorry, if you're playing games and you're fat and you're lazy and you can't do nothing, you are just simply low value, man. I actually wanted to just quickly, uh, you know what Jason Wojo is? You know who that is? He's
um,
basically like a skinnier version of Andrew Tate. He's like super toxic. We should actually search him up. Someone can search him up, and
hmm,
yeah, and he talking about he's skin. He's probably lighter than me. He's like super skinny. He's super skinny, right? I
hmm.
think he has like smaller calves than me, and I'm considered to considered of having like small calves, and he's like smaller than me. Maybe not. Maybe he's
You
taller
have
than me, but he's
SDS,
like
bro.
smaller.
Small cat syndrome.
Oh.
No, not really. Like he has it. He's a grown-ass adult. He's like 25 years old, and
Hmm.
he owns a SMMA agency, and he thinks that
Hmm.
money is all of that matters. The
No,
thing he
no.
thinks that going to the gym
Thing is,
isn't worth shit. They
thing is,
call
like,
the
if you
he called
actually go to the
gym
gym,
bros.
you
Yeah, wait,
actually
wait,
go to the gym for a year, the
wait. Don't
return on
pause. Hold on, I haven't
investment, you will
finished.
notice it. You
Yeah,
will
Return
well,
on
notice that
please.
return on
investment.
investment.
Yeah.
I've already
Do
noticed
it.
Yeah,
it.
oh my
I've only
god.
been doing 8 months.
I mean,
The amount of like people,
Wait, wait,
50%
wait.
love
I
the
haven't
gym.
I
Like,
haven't finished, bruv. I haven't finished. Just
okay.
let me. He called all gym bros. Think I idiots. He called, and he has like 5 to 10 videos telling how is he going to take everyone's girl by just pulling up in the McLaren. And I think he met some pretty low value women. I think he just hates women. Like he's acting like an insult. He's acting like like he's insecure, and he's just like he's a hypocrite because
um,
he's telling people, oh, how you can go to the gym, you're an idiot. Because I get that you might be like someone hurt you in the past.
Yeah.
He seems hurt. He seems like a guy that just views women as just like if you have money, every girl is gonna
Yeah.
leave their boyfriend for you. That's
Because
not true.
people don't understand.
Simply not
Having
true.
money doesn't mean you have freedom. I would much rather choose freedom over money. You know? Like,
Yeah.
uh, perfect example is like, country living. Like, you know how, during COVID, there was a bunch of lockdowns and stuff? Like, people were locked inside, uh, and they couldn't do anything because that was in the city where you technically make more money, but in the country, it was like nothing happened.
Yeah, right. So basically, like just to sum up the video, the podcast, because like it's 43 minutes, I would just say again, that freedom is all about what's in your head. If freedom is about willpower,
Hmm.
freedom can be controlled on. Freedom can be entirely controlled. On some levels, freedom is controlled, but let's just not slip into the anarchy, and I think you'll be good with your inner freedom.
hmm.
And yep, that was all from us. I would say again, in the bio there is a link to our server which you can join. We do a lot of crazy stuff there. You can join, just see for yourself. And yep, that was it. That was Base Talks podcast, the second episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next week.
And
Hey
thank
boys.
you, Zone, for joining our podcast today.
Yeah, you're so very